Happy New Year to all of my people. Welcome to Stoniecast number 87 and season 3, episode 20 of Thoughts and Hunches, making money in bunches and sucker punches. Your boy Stoney's back for the 87th time, and I'd like to welcome all of my fellow hoodlums, cheats, lowlifes, hustlers, scumbags, altar boys with unhealthy relationships with their priests, foul-mouthed, raging alcoholics with abusive language, fienders, degenerates, and Italians. I mean, if you're Italian, you check all those boxes, right? If you're new to the show, hey, you probably fit into one of those categories, so welcome. And make sure to hit the subscribe button right down here in the lower right-hand corner, right down here. All right? And every time I put out a new video, this way you'll be notified, you'll know right away. Usually on Friday evening around this time, unless I tell you otherwise. I just moved, and right now I have no internet for a couple days. So I'm doing this on my phone instead of my computer, so I don't know how long it's going to take to upload. It may be a half hour, it may be 5 hours. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, as far as last week goes, it was a wild one, right? Bowl games. Wow. Was that crazy or what? We went 20, 11, and 1. Top notch, right? Big number right there. 8 and 7 in the NFL. What can you say? It's just not our best season in the NFL. But another great college hoops number, 25 wins, 14 losses. Yeah, here are the totals for my 7th straight winning week after an obscene 86 plays for the week. Both sides, 9, 6, and 1. That puts us 24, 18, and 2. Good for 57% on the bowl sides. So far, the bowl totals, 11 and 5. 29 and 15, good for 65.91% in the totals. And overall, the bowl totals, 61.63%. Crazy. That's just nuts. NFL last week, 8 and 7, 136 wins, 109 losses, 3 ties, 55.51% on the season. Well, one week left. That's all I can say. And NCAA basketball last week, come on. I mean, 25 wins, 14 losses, 108 wins, 61 losses, and 1 push, 63.9% in college hoops so far, just rolling up the numbers. So for the week, add it all up, 53 wins, 32 losses, 1 push, 62.35%, another week in the 60 percentile. You're welcome. I mean, a 62% overall from regular season through the bowl games. I mean, I hate to see college football go away because I made you a lot of money this year during the wild season. So the good news and the bad news is that there's only one game left. You all ready for it? Monday, 7:30 Eastern. We have the NCAA National Championship at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Always up to no good. Top-ranked Georgia brings their 13-0 mark to California, trying to become the first repeat champs in 8 years, and the Dogs are a 12.5-point chalk over 12-1 TCU with a total of 63.5. TCU took it right to Michigan in the semifinals and hung 51 points on a very good team in earning their spot here. They took it right to them, just like Apollo did to Rocky in part 1, because any of you that think Rocky Balboa is the man have severe mental issues. Rocky Balboa and Mike Tyson are the 2 most overrated boxers of all time. Let me just say that and get that out of the way. Georgia came from behind to knock off Ohio State in a game that OSU was the better team for in three quarters. Georgia does it with defense and a sneaky good offense, while TCU puts up big numbers on offense and has a sneaky good defense. After watching both semifinals on New Year's Eve, the term defense was never used, as both games flew over the posted totals. With a big number at 12.5, it's hard to lay that kind of wood in a title game, especially with Georgia, who's only covered 2 of their last 6. TCU as the hot hand is playing with, quote, house money as Max Duggan and Kendre Miller lead an explosive Sonny Dykes offense. UGA is methodical, but they can hit the big play as Stetson Bennett always seems to get the wins when he needs to. But I can't in good conscience lay this many points. I'll take TCU and the under in the last college football game for the next 8 months. Moving on to the NFL, we'll get started tomorrow on Saturday at 4:30 Eastern as the 13-3 Chiefs head to America's Playground to take on the 6-10 Raiders. With a number of 9.5, I'm just done laying the wood with KC. So even with Jared Stidham running things for the Raiders, I like the home dog here and all those points. The Chiefs just don't cover big numbers. At 8:15 Eastern in Duval County, the 8-8 Jags are a 6.5-point chalk over the 7-9 Titans in a battle for the AFC South crown. At 7-3, just 6 weeks ago, Tennessee was cruising to the title and now must win to get in after dropping their last 6 among a bevy of injuries that have led them to start Josh Dobbs at quarterback, even though he hasn't even been a Titan for 2 weeks. The Jags are smoking hot right now, and all eyes point to them winning the AFC South and making the playoffs a year after the Urban Meyer fiasco. Jags win and get their title, but Tennessee's defense keeps it close enough to snatch the cover, possibly through the back door. Moving to Sunday, we'll start at 1 Eastern, where the 6-10 Falcons are 4-point favorites over the 8-8 Buccaneers at the Georgia Dome. The Bucs have won the NFC South and will be resting most of their starters, most notably Tom Brady. He'll be lucky to play one series. The Falcons are The Falcons are struggling with Desmond Ridder, who's looked like a rookie in his first 2 starts. I understand this game is in Hot Town and the Bucs aren't playing their big guns, but I just can't take the Falcons and lay 4. I just can't. At 1 Eastern in Orchard Park, the 12-3 Bills host the 8-8 Patriots as a 7-point favorite. The Pats need to win and get some help to sneak into the playoffs, but they're in serious trouble here facing a Bills team that has a lot to play for and it has nothing to do with the playoffs. Dealing with the health of Damar Hamlin, good news has been coming every day. He's getting better. And the fact that they haven't played a game in 2 weeks makes me see an absolute Bills blowout at home in front of Bills Mafia. Also at 1 Eastern at Soldier Field, the Windy City, the 12-4 Vikings come in as a 7.5-point road favorite over the 3-13 Bears. The Vikings need some sort of confidence builder after a huge meltdown the last few weeks, and Nathan Peterman is starting in place of Josh Fields for the Bears at quarterback. Yeah, Vikings dance. At 1 Eastern in the Queen City, the 10-6 Ravens come in as 7-point dogs to take on the 11-4 Bengals. Still without Lamar Jackson, the Ravens are scuffling and hoping to get him back for the playoffs, but they've lost 2 out of 3 behind Tyler Huntley, who's also banged up. The Bengals are smoking hot, though. Joe Burrow's playing like an MVP, and as their defense improves, they look like the team to beat in the AFC, just like they did last year. After playing only 1 drive on Monday night, they're eager to get back out in front of their fans at the Jungle. Bengals roll. At 1 Eastern in Indianapolis, the 4-11-1 Colts are 2.5-point hosts over the 2-13-1 Texans in a truly awful matchup of 2 teams fighting for draft position. In the who gives a shit game of the week, I like the Texans on the road catching the points because someone has to. At 1 Eastern in Miami, the 8-8 Dolphins are a short 2-point favorite over the 7-9 Jets. Neither team has won since mid-November, and while that looked like a good matchup then, it now looks like neither of them will be playing next week in the playoffs, although Miami does have the better shot, and because of that, I'll take the Jets. At 1 Eastern in the Big Easy, the 7-9 Saints are 3.5-point favorites over the 6-10 Panthers. Both teams have their chances to steal the NFC South, but both will be watching next week. The Panthers are toast, and the Saints always seem to be in games late based on their defense and play much better in the Big Easy. Take the Saints and lay them. The last 1 Eastern start is in the Steel City as 8-8 Pittsburgh hosts the 7-9 Browns at the stadium formerly known as the Giant Ketchup Bottle. The Browns have a nice defense, run the ball well, and Deshaun Watson seems to be getting his legs back, though slowly. But the Steelers are red hot right now. And even though they are a true long shot to make the playoffs, I just can't see Mike Tomlin, the best coach in the NFL. Yeah, I said it. The best coach in the NFL get his first losing season. It won't happen because the Steelers will win and cover to finish 9-8. At 4:25 Eastern in the Mile High City, the 4-12 Broncos are inexplicably a 2.5-point favorite over the 10-6 Chargers. San Diego, yeah, I still call them San Diego, are healthy. Justin Herbert is a stud, and the Chargers are making a dangerous team. They're turning into a dangerous team, and starting next week, they have nothing to play for here. Herbert is out, and most of the starters too. Hence, I'll take the Broncos for some strange reason as the short home chalk. Also at 4:25 Eastern in Stoniecast, the 13-3 Eagles look to wrap up home field throughout the NFC playoffs and are a 14-point favorite over the 9-6-1 Giants. The Eagles have dropped 2 straight without Jalen Hurts, but he'll be under center again on Sunday against the B team for the Giants, who've already clinched a spot in the playoffs and have nothing to gain or lose with a win or loss. Either way, 2 touchdowns are a lot of points, so I'll take the G-Men. At 4:25 Eastern in the Pacific Northwest, the 8-8 Seahawks are a 6-point favorite over the 5-11 Rams. Now, here's the kicker. If the Lions beat the Packers on Sunday night, the Seahawks can get into the playoffs with a win. If the Pack beat the Lions, though, the Seahawks are eliminated. Either way, the Seahawks have to win to put the pressure on the Lions and Packers. The Rams are shit, so I'm taking the Hawks and laying the 6. At 4:25 Eastern at 501 Stadium in Silicon Valley, the 12-4 49ers are a 14-point home favorite over the 4-12 Cardinals. The Cards have been a train wreck and are inventing new ways to lose every week, while the Niners can't seem to lose even if they try, like last week. With an outside shot of the top seed in the NFC, SF is going to win this one easily. Plus, they're getting Deebo Samuel back. They're getting Elijah Mitchell back. But that's a huge number to lay. No matter how shitty the Cards really are, I'll take the Cards plus the 2 touchdowns. The last 4:25 Eastern start takes place in Landover as the 12-4 Cowboys are a 7-point road chalk over the 7-8-1 Commando Skins, who will be starting rookie North Carolina quarterback Sam Howell. The Cowboys still think they have a shot at the number 1 seed, but they don't, let's face it. And they're a huge favorite. With or without their A-team, this one will be easy as Washington's miserable season ends with a blowout loss at home to a bitter rival. Give me the boys. Finally, at 8:30 Eastern on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, the Packers are a 5-point home favorite over the Lions in a battle for the last playoff spot. This has the makings of a good one. If the Seahawks beat the Rams, the Lions are eliminated and have nothing to play for. The Packers just have to win, and they're in. They will win, but they won't cover. I like the Lions to keep it close and get the cover, presumably through that back door. So there's all 16 NFL matchups for the final week of the regular season before the wild card playoffs start next Saturday. Now we'll go rapid fire with some college hoops matchups once again, as I look to get up over 64% on the season and make y'all just more and more money. Tomorrow, all these games are tomorrow, Saturday. 11:30 Eastern, take Notre Dame plus 12.5 over North Carolina. Noon Eastern, take Connecticut -8 over Creighton. You know what? From now on, all the times are Eastern, so I don't have to say Eastern every single time. Every single game is in Eastern time. Noon, take Providence -7 over St. John's. Noon, take Minnesota plus 3.5 over Nebraska. 1 p.m., take Kentucky plus 5.5 over Alabama. 1:30, take Wisconsin plus 6.5 over Illinois. 2 p.m., take Georgetown plus 18.5 over Marquette. 2:30, take Michigan State -4.5 over Michigan. 3 Eastern, take Louisville plus 10.5 over Wake Forest. 3:30, take South Carolina plus 17.5 over Tennessee. 4 p.m., St. Louis minus 8.5 over St. Bonaventure. 4 p.m., Pittsburgh minus 2.5 over Clemson. 4 p.m., Colorado State minus 5.5 over Fresno State. 4:30 p.m., Xavier plus 2 over Villanova. 5 p.m., Virginia minus 11 over Syracuse. 6 p.m., Texas A&M minus 3.5 over LSU. 6 p.m., Kansas State plus 6 over Baylor. 6 p.m., West Virginia plus 1.5 over Kansas. 7 p.m., Utah minus 5 over Oregon. 8 p.m., BYU minus 4.5 over San Diego. 8:30 p.m., Arkansas plus 1.5 over Auburn. 9:30 p.m., New Mexico minus 4.5 over UNLV. 10 p.m., San Francisco, USF plus 3 over Loyola Marymount. And for the degenerate special tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Santa Clara plus 7.5 over Gonzaga. Relax. I'm not saying they're going to win, but the Broncos are dangerous, especially at home. I like Santa Clara plus the 7.5. So there you have it. 16 NFL plays, both sides of the NCAA National Championship, and 24 college hoops plays. Add them all up, and we got another crazy busy 42 plays for the weekend. Anything above 24 wins would be nice, so that's what we're shooting for. Also, as usual, if there are other games that you're interested in, for instance, if you're fiending at a sports book in Reno and you want my take and you just have to get down, just reach out to me, and I'll let you know who I like. Remember that all these selections are 100% free. So take advantage now while I've had 7 consecutive winning weeks. The numbers are increasing, and we look to continue our rising NFL points and tear up the college hoops board. So now's the time to go big, hit them early, and hit them hard. And just remember that if you want to win big, you got to bet big. You can't go broke taking a profit. Scared money don't make money. To me, the action is the juice. There's money on the streets that can't be ignored. And finally, good luck to you. Happy New Year, everyone.